Alright. 1, 2, 3.
And it goes a little something like.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It is me, Brian D. Who? Me. Brian D. Who? Me. Whoa, Brian D. Who? Me. Hey, Brian D. Oh, it's me, Brian D. I'm super duper excited for you all to be back here with me. Period. It is so good for me. I just like, but anyway, as I said previously, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. And before we get into anything, make sure you go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the.brian_. Because let's connect. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's really tea in our lives. Okay. Now that we got that out the way. Okay, so my life is kind of just. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'll say it like this: there are several moving parts right now, and I definitely want to continue to post videos, but I definitely want to incorporate, more vlogs or whatever, more than just sit down videos, because these kind of videos, like, although I feel like they can be impactful, and they can definitely, find value in them, I think that it can kind of just get redundant after a while. But I'm trying to wait until I'm like a little bit more stable. But I'm just like, wait, why do I need to wait to be more stable? I could just show y'all what's going on and why. So, if you're new to my channel, or if you're just familiar with my channel, I probably have already heard this story, but anybody who kind of is familiar with it or just getting to know me, one of the first things that I like people to know, or I'm open about rather, is my experience with addiction. So, addiction is definitely been something that has been something that my family has dealt with for a couple of generations now. And you can kind of, it looks different from person to person, but you can kind of just see it if you look close enough, or when I look close enough, because y'all stay in y'all place. But when I look close enough, it's something that I can detect family member to family member, person to person. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see it there, I can see it there. So anybody who knows me knows that my predominant, or the bulk of, I guess, addiction in my life personally has been sex addiction, right? We have since kind of gotten that under wraps, under control. Still, here and there, just, hey, honest, transparently speaking, but hey, we don't do it as often, and we're trying to get it down to like being, I don't want to say abstinent necessarily, but like abstinent. Cool. So one of the first things that I realized when it comes to addiction in my life is, one of the triggers for me that but pushes me towards, said, addiction, whatever, is whenever I get consecutive hits or something major happens. And one of the very first indications for my life that I notice is I get numb. And not so much to the point where it's like I try to shut down my emotions, but it's almost this thing of like, because I am such an internal processor, it's like, it's hard for me to really sit and process, what do I feel, what do I think, because it almost just feels like I feel the impact of whatever just happened physically, and I can feel it in my body, and I'm like, okay, I feel this, but I don't necessarily have words for it. How do I go about this? Last week, I had one of those moments, and I had gotten home, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying not to drink right now. I'm trying not to consume an edible right now. Hey, sue me. It is what it is. Okay, I'll eat. Right? Anybody who knows me knows that me and food, we just. But over the last year and a half, or 2 years or so, I realized that I have a tendency of emotionally eating. And one of the things that I've been trying to be more intentional about is addiction or addictive behaviors on all fronts. So I, had a difficult day, this specific day, and work related. Yeah, it was work related. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? like I literally had the thought of I'm going to eat myself to sleep. Huh? I'm going to eat myself to sleep, like literally. Consume food to the point where you have that food coma, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna knock out and just whatever. So I made the food, and what did I make? I made like these little like spinach tofu wraps with some rice situation because I'm doing this little plant-based thing right now. So I've been trying to, I know tofu ain't the best thing, but hey, anyways. But I made these wraps and they were like they had a lot of stuff in them. I'm just like, hey, so I made about like 3 burritos. So I mean, I'm tired too, but I took the time to make it and cut everything up and season it and do all the things and saute it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go in on this food. Then I make it. I'm like, okay, got to set my show up because I can't eat without watching something. I don't know if that's bad or not, but hey, whatever. And I sit down, get my little juice, and I just sit down, and I'm getting ready to eat it. So I eat the first burrito. It was really good, cool. And then I'm full. I'm like, So then I'm looking at this second one, and something is just telling me I can't eat this. Like, I'm not gonna be able to eat this. I had 2 burritos left, and I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay. So I put it in the refrigerator. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I put it into Tupperware, and I just put it in the refrigerator. And as I'm walking to the kitchen, I start getting emotional. And everything that I was about to numb and run away from by way of eating or overeating food, because we definitely need food and we definitely need the nourishment of our bodies. But like honestly, it don't take much to, if you're intentional about what you eat, it don't take that much to really satisfy what you need physically. And I just got super emotional, and I was met with this kind of epiphany or revelation of like, I cannot allow myself to put one addiction down and trade it for another just because I choose to not deal with certain things internally, despite how difficult it may be, despite how challenging whatever that I'm experiencing may be. Like, I still have to be responsible enough to be able to face and deal with them. Now, are we always perfect? No. Do we always get it right? No. But as often as possible, we want to make it to where we're as intentional as possible with acknowledging what's going on internally and dealing with it to the best of our abilities, and or adding people and or reaching out to people that can assist us or at least lead us in the right direction. So I have this very so right now in my living room, this is kind of where I kind of journal, pray, do all the things, and kind of just, so I'm just sitting here, which is very kind of personal for me, this space that I'm in right now. That's why I choose to just do my videos here whenever I do have a sit down video. And I'm just crying. Just crying. Not really knowing why I'm crying, but one thing that I had recently learned and or was taught to me, there's certain things that you literally need to get out of your nervous system. So even the things that may not have words, you just need to get it out. And now, and everybody that knows me knows that I am a bona fide weeper. I will cry at the drop of a hat, and I don't make any apologies for it because that was not always my story. Okay, so I'm very, very grateful that I'm at a point now where I can just cry and just not care because it's a literal release. And then after I cried for a bit, and I kind of just started praying. I forgot exactly what I was praying about, but I'm sure it was pertaining to this specific situation. I released it, and once I felt kind of like, okay, I've done released everything that I need to release in this moment, I just went to bed, which is really like simple, even almost elementary, like, oh, you cried, and okay, cool, why does this matter? But I think for me, it matters because it's just like we often, within, culture and society, we often are fed this idea of like consumption, whatever consumption may look like. And although I'm not completely against, capitalism or this like consumerism culture that we have, which, I see the benefits, but I also see the downfalls. And one of those being, when I feel bad, I'm going to consume something that allows for me to run away or escape from what it is that I want to escape from. And that was a big thing for me. I have this really bad thing. I'm not going to say bad. I just have this thing within myself that always wants to escape, always wants to get away when things get emotionally tough or challenging. So when things get emotionally challenging, I'll shut down. I'm more prone to go back to toxic habits and kind of just numb myself out of whatever it is that I'm feeling. The thing is, your high and or your inebriation to whatever degree or whatever substance it may be, it eventually runs out. So you're going to eventually have to deal with it. And I had this personal revelation recently. Either way, it's going to hurt. Either way, it's going to hurt. It's either going to hurt that, hey, whatever I'm experiencing, whatever the pain is, whatever the emotions are, whatever, that's either going to hurt. And or you trying to run away and then having to come back and then putting yourself in more toxic situations is bound to hurt you too. So it's just like, am I going to just buckle down and navigate through the difficult emotions and go to therapy if needed, read that book if I need it, watch a couple of videos if I need, reach out to, mentors, whomever, to really help me walk through this, and or am I going to, or even community, and or am I going to prolong this healing process or this specific, event? Am I going to prolong it by running away to other things that ultimately would just be toxic for me? Yeah, for me, that moment with me wanting to overeat and then choosing something different was a major breakthrough for me, simply because I think more so than anything with my experience with addiction, one of the things that has been restored is the power of choice, right? I think when we think about addiction, we oftentimes just think that people can just put it down. What I don't think we oftentimes remember is there's a chemical, biological thing that is attached to whatever said substance or whatever said behavior may be. And I think once we realize that and reminded of it, and we teach people who find themselves in addiction, or we have to kind of walk through it ourselves, we realize, oh wait, yes, I want this. Yes, I want to go engage in this. Yes, I want to go and do all matter of things. But at the end of the day, when one of the things that was the biggest eye-opener or the biggest breakthrough for me was this thing of my choice being restored. So, I'll just say this. Do you have your power of choice? Or is something else making that decision for you? And if it is it really beneficial to you? And or is it hindering you from going to the direction, the places, the spaces that you want to go? Hey, that's just fresh off the dome. Hey, listen, okay, cool. Because I'm asking myself that too. Huh? Oh, okay, talk to me first. So, that is the video. But as we depart, let's let that be our point of thought, our point of deep investigation. Do I have my power of choice? Even when things do get difficult, is something else leading me? And if it is, what is that? And or if I do have these things leading me, is it toxic? Is it actually toxic? Is it perceived to be toxic? Whatever. Like, literally, let's just start there. And let's just continue to grow and go together, y'all. So, as I said before at the very beginning, it won't be that long of a video. I strive to keep things short and sweet when it's more of a sit-down video, because these things kind of get, redundant and very long and drawn out. But yeah, y'all, get your power of choice back. And if something else is leading and guiding your decisions, and keeping you from having or making sober-minded, well-thought-out decisions, and I'm not cutting out any sort of spontaneity or anything like that. But what I am saying is, if there is something else internally, whether it's a place of trauma, emotional pain, relational pain, financial pain, whatever it may be, if that place of pain is leading and guiding you, you might want to reinvestigate some things. Hey, it's just a point of thought. I don't make it a habit to tell other adults what to do. All I do is suggest, hey, this works for me, and I'm just gonna just give it to you and present it to you, and we're gonna see where we go from here. So, with that being said, thank you all for joining me once again for another installment, another video this week. And I have a family trip coming up, so I'm sure that you guys will be seeing that very, 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 very soon within the next couple of videos. So, super excited about that. As always, make sure you go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, because it really does help with engagement purposes. And make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at @the.bright_. And until next time, I will see you